McDonald's where my only job is to serve you food. How can I help you?
I'm looking for
I would like a 3-piece McNugget. Alright, here's your food. Have a good day. Bye. You asshole! Here's your barbecue sauce. My son? Your son? He's autistic, by the way. I'm gonna tell everyone how much of a mixed shit you are for not saying hi to my mixed son. Yeah, sorry. I'll totally say hi next time, even though we got bigger things to worry and remember.
Did you take my order? No. Okay. Sorry. It's okay. You were the one, I think I was listening. You were the one with the half of the code, whatever thing, right? Yes. Do you know who took my order? It was the other girl, but what was the matter? Oh, I was just wondering if they heard my kid say hello like 7 times before. I said that he said it like a cat going, meow. I just wanted to tell whoever did it that this is his favorite part of the day. And he has autism, so if he's talking, it's a big deal. Yeah. And if you hear him say hi, just say hi back. It makes his whole day. Yeah, of course. Okay, thank you. We're all autistic here, so. Yeah, thank you.
Parrots!
Fun fact, actually really sad fact.
The world does not evolve around you and your kids.
You need to leave!
So it would be a better idea to film a pointless TikTok and post it on the internet to get validation from thousands of strangers for calling someone out on ignoring your kid because they were ignoring your kid, so now you're ignoring your kid.
Do you know who took my order?
Honestly, it's not even really ignoring. If you actually listen to the audio, the workers thought it was like a cat.
He said it like a cat going, meow.
But even if she knew it was a child, first of all, how does she know the child's talking to her? Second of all, how is she supposed to know that he's autistic? I understand parents want their kids to be satisfied and happy, but let me hold your labias when I say this, but no one cares about your kid as much as you do. That's okay. She's heartless and cruel and ignorant. I don't really get the point of posting this, and I get why you're upset, but the workers also have a right to be upset with you. They are there to give you your food and fuck off. And it's also a good opportunity to teach your kid, hey Timmy, not everybody's here to talk. It's not personal when they don't say hi back to you. I say hi back to you. Maybe this is why Gen Alpha doesn't know what's socially appropriate anymore. They're working. They're distracted. They can't hear you. Or simply, they just don't feel like talking. And nobody owes you that, just like you don't owe that to anyone else. There are some people commenting on the autistic part, and I just wanted to point that out before the ableist police come in my comments. I'm not sure if it's entitlement. I'm not certain it's not either. Moms of kids on the spectrum can be sensitive about their babies and feel like they need to advocate hard for things that they shouldn't brush off little things on. This isn't really advocating though. The workers had no idea her child was autistic, and even if they did, it's not like they said or did anything negative. Drive-thru workers don't have to engage with background noise. What if the worker's autistic, bro? Y'all ever think of that? The noise is very overstimulating. I know autistic people can have sensory issues. I like this part of the comment. Not everything needs a response or correction. Advocating is making sure autistic people have access and healthcare quality as a neurotypical person. Make sure they're getting proper education. Not because a McDonald's worker who's just trying to pay their car insurance didn't say hi back. Alright, bitches, gather up. So we got a complaint. If you even think there's a baby talking in the mic,
assume it's about you.
and you need to say hi back to them, we are McDonald's. We unite. Alright, enough of that. Here is another parent who is struggling with main character syndrome.
I cannot tell you how much it infuriates me when my son says hi to someone and they don't say hi back. Like, what kind of human are you when an adorable 2-year-old is standing there, is like, hi, like, bitch, I know you hear him. Say hi. It literally makes my mama bear claws like come out instantly. Hi, babe. When someone doesn't say hi to him back. I don't know if any other moms feel like this. Other moms may be like, oh, it doesn't bother me at all, but it bothers me. Like, it genuinely makes me so angry.
Moral of the story, if you don't find a stranger's baby cute, what kind of human are you? What happened to stranger danger? Similar to the last video, if someone wants to say hi to your kid, awesome, that is great. But if somebody doesn't want to say hi to your kid, that is also okay. You are not evil for not finding a baby, a random kid especially, adorable the way you do. I want to point this out because somebody out there might be thinking this. Saying hello is a baseline courtesy to another human, which isn't wrong, but also, in my opinion, baseline courtesy is when you sit down in a restaurant and the waitress gives you your food. Thank you, please. If you don't want to interact with someone, you don't have to interact with them. Generally, speaking. It's also different when it comes to a kid because once you say hi to them, they will be babbling shit that you don't even understand. And you're just gonna have to sit there and smile like, When they do that, now what are you gonna say? How dare you walk away from my kid? He's trying to talk to you. And that's when you awkwardly walk away. I also think that, I know, once parents get in this whole baby fever phase, they forget that not everybody likes kids. Not everyone likes people. If little Timmy gets butthurt, that's not my problem. You ever thought about teaching emotional regulation? It's kind of dangerous to encourage a 2-year-old to talk to strangers too. And I'm not saying, hey Timmy, don't say hi to anyone. Everybody is a dangerous, evil person. They're going to eat you in your sleep. It's just more social cues, okay? Yes, of course, I say hi to random strangers. Strangers say hi to me. That doesn't mean they're going to eat me alive. Just like you wouldn't force your kid to interact with a stranger, why do you expect strangers to interact with your kid? 2-year-old Timmy is not going to live with long-term trauma because I didn't say hi to him when I was buying headphones at Best Buy. What if I have anxiety? Okay, why do parents always think they're the victim? Ever think about the other person too? But what if my kid has anxiety? What if I have anxiety? What if I have overstimulation? Sometimes people who are extremely overstimulated or have a lot of anxiety or just going through a panic attack, they don't want to talk to a 2-year-old kid. They don't want to take 0.3 seconds to say hi to them. And if you don't understand that, that is awesome that you've never had to deal with overstimulation to the extreme. Youve, the line is growing behind you and people are looking at you, but you don't care because it is your child learning. And rushing is what gives young children anxiety. That's cute. Well, if you don't hurry the fuck up, I'm gonna be late to church. It's even more awesome to do this on a Sunday morning when it's extremely busy. You're giving everyone else here anxiety, okay? You can teach your kid discipline without causing any mental health issues. You can teach them social cues and some sense of urgency, to use context clues to pick up around the room. Hey, there's a lot of people. I know I'm using a lot of big words, but listen. Hey, there's a lot of people here. There's ways to do that without provoking anxiety. It's crucial that kids learn to be aware and understanding of the time of the people around them. I have a question for you guys. Would you let your kid in a room full of drunk strangers? Correct answer, no. If you're going to a bar, I'm gonna assume that you're gonna drink. Your cognitive, your judgment, your vision, your memory, and your overall logic is very fucked up. Even if you're not the one drinking here, let's put it in another scenario. Your husband or wife is drinking. In general, you want them in a room full of drunk strangers? What if an accident happens and you can't find them for the next few seconds? Somebody could snatch them up. Not kid friendly. This place did not let my 9-month-old daughter in, which resulted to our group taking our business somewhere else. Good. This was 5:30 p.m. on a Wednesday and not some unreasonable hour. If you serve food, there is never a valid excuse to exclude Patreons. I've gone to plenty of beer gardens, restaurants, and had this never happened. You can't compare a bar to an IHOP. Even if that Denny's does serve alcohol, it is specifying that it is a family environment. Still can't compare a Denny's that serves alcohol or a gas station that serves alcohol to a bar strictly for 18 or 21 and over. Just because a place serves a food doesn't mean that kids are always welcome. Are you kind of like implying or giving that vibe like they're discriminating towards you because you're a parent? Every single place in the world is not meant for you or your kid. Parents deserve to have a drink every now and then. Okay, I get that. I'm not saying that if you're a parent, you can't go to a bar. I'm not saying you can't have fun too. There's babysitters out there. That's something you have to consider before you're a parent. Also, you can buy drinks at any liquor store, any gas station, whatever it is. Before y'all go into the comments, you're not entitled to a child-free world. Okay, yeah. We heard that many times, and that is what nobody is saying. That's not even possible anyways. But as adults, we are entitled to have our own time. Or a lot of us that do have kids. Places like bars and clubs where it's 18 and over or 21 and over, whatever. If you are a full-time parent and you just want a break from kids just for a few hours, these are partially what these bars are for. Everybody wants to have kids, but nobody wants to be a parent. Y'all let your kids do whatever they want in these spaces. Run around, scream, even talk to strangers, and brush off your lack of discipline and consequences because they're just kids. What do you expect? I expect you to teach little Johnny that he can't be screaming in the movie theater 24/7 and have there be no consequences. Yes, no matter what you do, kids are always going to be annoying and scream and do whatever that stuff. But teach them that if they are going to do that consistently, there are going to be consequences. What happens when that kid is 4, 5, 7, 10? They're still running around screaming in the store. They're kids. What do you expect? I expect you to be a parent. It's giving boys will be boys when they make other little girls uncomfortable. You're a boy, what do you expect? What do you expect? I expect you to teach them what the word no means. Before I continue, let's get rid of the thought that, oh, I'm not a parent, so I can't have an opinion. But if you saw somebody trying to rob a car, you would know that's illegal because you have common sense. Common sense is very common. Why do you want to go into that life-changing aspect completely blind? I don't want kids. Shit, in fact, I'm even in the process of getting my tubes tied. In a scenario where I didn't want kids, I do have to study what it's like to be a parent. In our education you're gonna get, that is something you need to do as a parent. A lot of y'all don't think about that, and it shows. It's not only screaming, crying, and throwing a fit that they don't seem to correct, it's also leaving a mess.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
I used to work at a family-owned buffet, which,
Don't work for a family-owned anything.
please, they underpay you and they don't know how to treat you right because they're more likely to get away with it. But anyway, out of all my years of waitressing and working at restaurants, that business was the messiest. And I'm talking about the customers. Straight up plates of food on the ground. That's not only wasteful and disgusting, and a big fuck you, pick it up to the workers. I don't want to teach your kids manners, hygiene, common decency. That's not only degrading, I can do whatever I want to these workers because I'll tolerate it and pick up my shit. It's also your job as a parent to demonstrate, hey Timmy, let's pick up after ourselves because that's just basic hygiene and basic mannerism. This isn't your room, you can't be as messy as you want. This is only a grain of sand in a whole beach of examples. Once you choose to be a parent, your life is going to change. And as I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Many people enjoy mother and fatherhood. A lot of things you were able to do when you were single or childless are going to have to be reduced, and in some cases, even eliminated. Your life needs to adjust to the kids' needs because you chose to have them. It is extremely weird and inconsiderate to expect your kid to adjust to your single life, to your free life, or whatever. Kids are a privilege. Kids are a luxury, not a necessity. I saw this video, if I can find it, I'll put it right here, but they were basically implying that your life doesn't have to change, you could travel, you could do this and this and this, which is true. Yes, you can still do all that fun stuff when you have a kid, but as I said, there are some things that are going to have to change. Not just, oh, I could bring my kid with me. As I said earlier about the bar thing, you can't bring your kid there. You can't expect the kids to adjust to your needs. You have to adjust to the kids' needs. Y'all are the reason SOAP has instructions. Bye.